Why do I drink? Why did I drink? Why do I want to drink? What am I running from? Who am I hiding? That's what today's topic is all about. If you're ready to go, put on your reading ears because it's time to get it. Let's go. Yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, Jonathan, and I'll put his link in the description. We were discussing the reasons we drank. Were we hiding something? Were we running from ourselves? Are we gay? Are we trying to come out of the closet and nobody understands it? Do we suffer from anxiety, depression, and panic attacks and anxiety? I think I said that twice. The reason I drank, and well, let me put it this way. The things I was hiding by my drinking was childhood trauma. You know, I didn't exactly have it all together when I was a young kid, and things didn't nurture the way they were supposed to. My environment didn't, surround me with love or anything like that. So it was hard for me to comprehend what it was to have feelings and how to put those feelings out there in the world. So I was uncomfortable around everything that came up. And you might relate to this, and if you do, drop your comments below. I suffered from anxiety as a kid, and I wasn't entirely comfortable with myself, and I didn't know how to talk to people without being a little bit tipsy or a little bit drunk. And again, you might be in the same boat, and you might find it hard to speak to people without being drunk. I always felt like I wasn't much of anything, and I always felt like nobody really cared if I lived or died, so why the hell not? I turned to drinking to numb those feelings and to dull it down to where I could be like, you know what, screw it. I don't need to listen to them anyway because, hell, I'm the party guy and that's what people want to see. I hid behind that persona for approximately 23 years. That might not be a lot of excuse to drink, but it is what I was hiding. I always felt inferior in crowds, and I always felt inferior even around my family. I didn't even know how to talk to them. They knew I drank out of control. They knew that I was suffering from alcoholism, or rather they thought I was an alcoholic, and they knew that I had issues, but nobody wanted to bring it up because guess what? My father was a drunk. He was an alcoholic, and so was my grandfather, and that just kind of trickled down the ladder as far as addictive personality. Now with that, I took everything to extreme, and I didn't have a brake pedal in my life. It was just full acceleration. I did almost everything to the greater extent that it could possibly go. If I was eating, I would eat 10 tacos at a time. If I was doing cocaine, I would do it all until it was gone. If I was drinking, it was not just one bottle, it was all the bottles that I could possibly find. And on and on and on. And even mountain biking, just recently in the last couple of years, where I totally shredded this wrist and turned it to dust. But being sober, I was able to work out and get everything working again, as well as I had some good surgeons and a wonderful wife who was a physical therapist. What do you think about that, taking things to extreme? Drop your comments so that someone else can get some of that. Why am I shooting this video today? Well, because it's Halloween Halloween weekend. And a lot of folks will dress up, and a lot of folks will take on different personas, and a lot of folks, to include myself, and a lot of folks will go out and celebrate and take it to the extreme like I did. But the masks, the personas that were taken on by dressing up and everything else is really the meat and potatoes of this video. Now, I have a former video from last year called The Mask We Wear, and you can see that card right above. Check it out because that will explain in detail exactly where I was in my head pretty much throughout my entire drinking career. With that being said, folks, we don't know how to express ourselves or how to break our feelings out and be able to handle them. For me, I drank it. I drank it every single time that I was uncomfortable. I drank it every single time that I suffered a panic attack from having fear of something. And I really, really drank when I was afraid. And for me, that was the catalyst, is fear. And I think a lot of folks are probably in the same area. Now, I can't speak for you, only you can, so that's where your comments come into play so someone else can get in. But that's where I drank. I drank out of fear, and I drank out of not being enough. Shit, I was totally dissatisfied with myself for the better part of my life, and it took up until about 5 years ago, almost 6 now, for me to realize that I'm a little bit better than I thought. I have a little more value than I used to believe. And I find that through my son, believe it or not. And, you know, a lot of us use our kids as excuses, but for me, to have my son say he's grateful that I'm sober and that I can be with him, I don't need any other drink to solve that. I don't need any other method of coping with the feelings in my life, because that's enough. And, you know, oddly enough, he is struggling with who he is, and he is struggling with, and I don't want to throw all his stuff out there, but you know, he doesn't feel accepted for who he is. And I'm gonna tell you right now, my son is an awesome young man, and my son is, you know, bold, and he's strong, and he's courageous, and I salute that, and I can't really put it in part to myself, but I can say that I'm not gonna drink today, and I think that is very powerful to say that instead of what happens if I relapse. If you can hear that, drop your comment below. My videos aren't completely articulate, and my videos aren't formally thought out, because I like to put out there exactly what I'm thinking, but sometimes I kind of hide the language a little bit, and I'm gonna stop doing that, because I think a lot of you can benefit from the, as I say it, the real deal Holyfield. You with me? Last comment, and I'm gonna throw it out there. Jonathan, you are, and I'm gonna call you John if that's okay. You're freaking amazing. And he is on YouTube now, and his channel is Addiction 365. Check it out, because he is coming up with a documentary that the first episode is gonna run in November at some point, and I'm pretty sure that he'll put that in the comments for you to be able to see. He's articulate, he's amazing, his experience is genuine. He is still working through 365 days of sobriety, and I salute him, because by now he's on day 16 or 17, I can't remember. Check him out, because he is amazing. Check him out, because he is a fantastic person, as well as Josh G. And Tim G, I'm gonna throw this out there, my friend. You said you were struggling, bro. If you need some help, reach out to us, reach out to me, and I will definitely see what I can do for you, either locally where you're at, or, you know, just maybe a conversation on the phone, so that way, you know, you're not alone, man. You're not struggling alone, and perhaps some of what my experiences were can help you out. I don't know. That's today's video. Give a like, subscribe if you want to. Consider subscribing, because the things that I throw out on this channel are for you, and it helps keep me sober. Life is a garden, dig it, folks. And guess what? Later on, I'm gonna put up a picture in the community of my Halloween costume. It's a Halloween budget costume, by the way. Life is a garden, dig it, folks. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Have a great day.